Hi everyone. So today I am going to show you how to create a podcast using Canva for education. There have been a lot of recent changes to the platform, so I'm very excited to do this updated video. So the first thing I'm going to do today is go into my templates. I like to use templates because it really speeds up the process as an educator and for students. And now to create a podcast, one of the major changes is that you should be editing your podcast as a video file. This allows you to have better access to their 4-track and audio editing capacities. So the first thing I am going to search in my templates is for podcast videos. If ever you don't look for a podcast video, you just type in podcast, you might get a template to do a podcast cover image that doesn't allow you to necessarily adjust the audio in depth. If this happens, you can quickly go to the resize button on the top left of your screen and you can resize what you've created as a video. But I'm just going to try to skip that step of resizing entirely by searching podcast video templates directly. Canva has a wide variety of different templates. I'm going to select this first one here. I'm going to customize it. From there, you can adjust any of the text. You can delete things, change colors, add elements, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy in life. Let's do more of that. Okay. My main tip is once you have your podcast feature image correct and you're happy with it, you'll notice that here in the new format, I'm going to drag this up so you can see a bit more of my editing screen. Each one of these elements has its own timing. That's because we're in a video editor. So for students, especially younger students that are in grade, 4, 5, 6, it's completely possible for them to create a podcast with Canva. But this tip I'm going to show you next will make it a lot easier. And that tip is to select all once you're done with your cover image and group all the elements together. This way, say if you make a podcast that's 2 or 3 minutes, rather than dragging the length of time that each element individually is shown on the screen, the students can just grab the elements and the background as 2 lines, and it's a lot quicker and it saves a lot of headache in the long run. So now that I have my podcast image, I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and add some audio. So I can do this by clicking this add audio button on the bottom of my multi-tracks. I can also access the audio here on the left menu. And I'm going to record a voiceover. That way my image is not visible on my podcast. If you have students or yourselves who are not comfortable recording their own audio, you can also generate AI voices, which is a really fun feature if you have Canva for Education and the AI capacities are enabled. So I'm going to go ahead here and press record voice. You'll see a bottom bar. I have now a record section. I can make sure if I have an external microphone, I can click here to make sure that it is indeed the correct microphone that it's pulling from. That way my sound quality is the best it can be. And then you can press record. It will count you down and you can start recording. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm super excited to talk to you about one of the text platforms I love the most, which is Canva. Okay, so there I have my recording, and you'll see here, okay? From there, I can drag and drop this to wherever I want it to be in my podcast. I'm going to put it here right now, so it starts at about 4.5 seconds in. Okay. From there, usually my podcast, I like to have some intro music and some outro music. So to find those, I can go to Elements and Audio. And from there, you can see again, I could have added my voice recording there, but you can add from a huge collection of music that is embedded in Canva's Elements. You'll see once I click, I have the track that adds, and from there I can drag it and I can clip it to where I want it to be. So maybe I'm going to have that at the beginning. I'm going to copy, paste, or Command V as a shortcut and add it to both sides of my podcast. Okay. I'm going to drag these so you can see how I could, I opened those up all again. There. Drag it there. Okay. From now, maybe I'm going to adjust the volume. I want the music to fade in and out while I'm talking. So I'm going to select the music track. Then I'm going to fade here at the top central bar. I'm going to fade in and out for a few seconds each. Perfect. And maybe I'm also going to adjust the volume so the music is a bit lower than my voice when it comes in. So I'll put that about 5%. Okay. You'll see if I just zoom in now, I'm actually zooming in on my cover image. But if I click this again, I can actually zoom into my tracks. Takes a bit to navigate this, or to explicitly, you'll have to maybe teach your students this, but it is very handy when we get to editing the actual soundtracks. So for example, if I want to cut some of my audio, maybe here I have a bit of extra space, I can just go and click that. I'm going to zoom in a bit, make this a bit bigger. Okay, you'll see my audio files. I'm going to listen to it again. Okay, so you see there, I kind of had a little pause. I misspoke. That's totally okay. That's the beauty of podcasts. You do not have to speak perfectly. So I'm going to try to edit that little section out. So you see here, I'm going to double click, make sure my playhead is in the right spot where I want to edit. Then I'm going to right click and I can split that audio track. And from there, I can drag and drop the clips to where I want them to be. So if I want to cut out that one part, I can visually see where I'm speaking. So it makes it a bit easier, and I'll have the two tracks. You'll notice right here, I have a little bit of gray space, and that's kind of one of the beautiful features about editing audio in Canva and a few other platforms, is that when I split a clip, it actually kind of like doubles the audio clip. So there's two copies at different spots. So if I don't click in the exact area where I want to split, I can simply drag and drop the ends there again until I get my editing perfect. Okay. So there you go. Another fun feature, if you have the AI tools enabled in your Canva dashboard, is that you can actually go here to this enhanced video voice feature. It's a pro feature again, so Canva for education users, you should be able to access it. And what this does is levels out your audio feature, so you don't have to do any of that crazy editing like you would maybe do in Audacity and some other platforms that are geared specifically for audio recording. It also is very handy for recording podcasts in class, because if there's any background music or background sounds, maybe you have a few different groups of students recording a podcast in a smaller area, it kind of does a pretty decent job automatically of trying to remove those sounds for you. A caveat though, it works for any recordings under 10 minutes. So you may, if you're doing a longer podcast, record in smaller chunks, is a way to keep using that tool. And you can have up to 50 audio tracks or clips in a podcast. So you'll see right now, I have 4, right? Because I have my 2 clips and the 2 at the end of the music. So just something to keep in mind for your podcast in terms of length and extensivity when you're editing with Canva. So finally, once you're happy with your podcast, I'm going a bit quick. And if you have any questions about the elements and how to adjust things, I did do a video on how to create podcasts in Canvas before the updates of the 4-track editing last year. So I encourage you to check that out if you have any questions, because I am going quickly. But then when you're done recording, you can go here to the share button. And again, you can share that with individuals. You can download it as an MP3 or MP4. You can copy the link, share it via a QR code. If you're logged into your education account, which I'm technically not, you could even assign the podcast for your students to listen to. Have fun and happy recording.